Hi ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. Today is June 5th, 2022 and we are currently in the month number 7 of the bear market. Current crypto market cap stands at just $1.227 trillion, 24 hours volumes very low at 42 billion. Bitcoin dominance currently stands at 46.1% and ETH dominance at 17.7%. Okay, so let's try to find out where the Bitcoin is going to go next. Okay, currently Bitcoin stands at $29,651. 24 hours, it's up 0.19% and it's up 1.1% on the 7 days. So let's go to trading view and let's take a closer look. Okay, so first we are starting here on the weekly time frame. As you can see here, we had two peaks of 2021. So the first peak when we went to basically around $5,000, and the second peak when we went to just around $69,000. If we're actually gonna measure from the top of the second peak until this recent drop in May, we went down as far as 63%. And currently we are trending down around 57%. Okay. And as you can see, for the first time in the Bitcoin's history, we got 9 red weeks in a row. Okay. Will this week gonna be a red week or a green week? Only time will tell. So far, we are slightly in the green, but anything can happen. As you can see, earlier this week, we went as high as 32,500 just to drop to the current level, just under $30,000. If you like this content and you would like to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's start with 4-hour time frame. Actually, let's go even closer. Let's go to 3 hours. Okay, and let's have a look what's happening here. I have just made some trend lines and stuff like that here. So as you can see, we've been pretty much, after this huge drop, we've been going pretty much sideways since the second week of May, and we are basically range bound between 32.5 and basically 28.5. So what's going to happen next? No one really knows, but after so many days and weeks of low volume, hopefully we're gonna see some relief rally. As you can see here, earlier this year, after dropping 52%, we have recovered around 46% before dropping further down. And since this time here, we have dropped 47%. So what would happen if we would recover around 50% now? So around 50% would give us basically between 38, I would say 36 to $40,000. Okay, will that happen? No one knows. So let's take a look at some previous cycles. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, and as you can see, this is the history of Bitcoin. Okay, I have just drawn here like a channel, okay, connecting the tops and connecting the bottoms so far. Okay, and those vertical lines are Bitcoin halvings. As you can see, the last Bitcoin halving occurred in May, 11th of May 2020. The previous one was basically July 2016, and the previous one was basically November 2012. Okay, the next one is not expected until basically the first or second quarter of 2024. So we have a long time before that will happen. And now let's just try to measure how many days it took from the halving to the cycle top. So basically, when you look at the 2013 cycle, it took around 360 days, so around a year. If you look at the next cycle, it was around much longer than that, 532 days. And this last, most recent cycle, measured to the first peak, was around 340 days, and to the final peak in November 2021, it was around 560 days. Okay, so when can we expect the next peak? Okay, if we're gonna apply kind of similar formula to this situation, so we would go anywhere between basically 360 days and maybe 500 days. So you're looking at actually well into 2025, so second to third quarter of 2025. Okay, another basically interesting thing to check is to just measure the tops to the bottom of the cycle. So we go the 2013 cycle, top to the bottom. It was around 87%. The 2017 cycle, it was around 84%. So how does it look for this cycle? So if we're going to take this last peak in November, and if you would go down 80 something percent, 84%, that would basically take us to around 11,000 euro territory. Will we go there? I have no idea, and no one does. But I am more inclined to think, because we are getting diminishing returns, so we didn't go as high as we expected to go, potentially we're not going to go as low as we used to go back in the past. So what would happen if we would go around maybe 75-70% down? Okay, so basically that would take us to basically this box that I drawn here. So it ranges between like 14,000 and 18.5, okay, and we would go basically to the bottom of this trend line, and potentially we could see some nice move up now to around $38,000 before dropping ultimately back to here. Another interesting thing to look at is basically 20, 50, 100 and 200 day SMA. Okay, so if you look at the last cycle, so what can you see? So basically the moment that the green line, so 20, crossed with orange line, which is 100, this was pretty much a bottom of the market. And if we have a look at where we are now, as you can see, they're just about to cross Will that indicate the bottom of the market? Another very interesting thing is that basically before the green and orange line crossed in 2018, indicating the bottom of the market, we had the number of weeks basically of this sideways action. And this is happening now. We are having, already 2 weeks of sideways action. So will we gonna have another maybe 2 or 3 weeks of sideways actions followed by a big spike up or a big drop down? If it's gonna go up, I would incline more to this kind of scenario, going up before going down lower and going around somewhere to this area, or at least somewhere to 200-week moving average, the red line here, which currently stands at $22,000. However, if we would capitulate and drop down now, I would be mostly inclined to think that this is the market bottom for Bitcoin, and we're gonna probably find some support around this level here, $22,000. However, no one knows the future. I certainly don't, so let's find out. Hopefully we can find out the future on this channel together. So, only time will tell whether we're gonna see the scenario A, which is basically this line here, or scenario B, basically going sideways for a moment and then capitulating to this level here before maybe then going sideways for a quite long time and maybe then slowly recovering. I don't know, I wish I would know the future, but I don't. And once again, if you like the content and you would like to support the channel, please hit the like button, post some comments and subscribe. That will really help us. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think we're gonna finish the video on this and we're gonna keep you updated on a weekly basis. I'm gonna keep those in line and we're gonna come back to see what's happening with Bitcoin, whether any of those scenarios or something completely different is happening. Thank you for watching and see you soon.